Welcome everybody back to Veil of Sound. Yes, we have one of those surprise little ditties here for you. A special interview connected with the review that you hopefully have already seen on our website. And I'm very, very, very happy to have Viktor from, and we have to clue this up in a moment. I hope I pronounce it correctly, Demersal here. So first of all, thanks for joining the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
For us as well. We always like to talk to our Danish brothers in crime, whichever band it is. And for everybody who's wondering, if you look at our archive, you will find an interview with one of the LLNN guys. You will also find an interview with our friends in Viktor. So yeah, we love the Danish hardcore scene, and therefore it's wonderful for us to have you here on the show, Viktor. First thing we always ask, band merch or shirt of the day that you want to drop.
I'm at the moment I'm wearing a band called the Siberian Hell Sounds, and Australian, I guess blackened hardcore, maybe, I don't know, band, but they're really good. I once played with them in Demersal at a show in Copenhagen. And yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, before anybody asks, I'm going with some classic mathcore botch.
Cool.
Was so happy to catch them once more a few weeks ago, so I had to get myself.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
Cool.
They played like 50 minutes from here. And even though I had already seen them back in the day, you know, the old sentimental me had to go and see them again, and I was not disappointed. It was a wonderful, wonderful gig. They played in a small venue, but the venue itself was packed. I would say like maybe 400, 500 people in there. Really cool hardcore show. Second thing that we usually ask, and you've already told me, and I want everybody to know how serious we guys here sometimes take our stuff. Where are we catching you right now, Viktor? Come on, tell us.
Yeah, we are catching. You're catching me in Aarhus, in Denmark, at this place I study actually, because my internet connection at home is very bad, so I sometimes go here for better internet connections.
Yeah. It's really funny. Sometimes, you know, life plays tricks on you and you have to record in places that you normally wouldn't. I also recorded an interview a few days ago at my school. And if anybody, I can tell everybody it's going to be released in May. So if you find the video, which I recorded while I was at school, we'll send you a free t-shirt. But you have to find out where. First come, first serve. Viktor, I've already heard you say the name of your band, but can you say it once more so that we also finally know how to pronounce the band name? And maybe is there like something behind it? Does it have like a meaning in Danish?
Yeah, I call it we call it Demersal, and it's not a Danish word actually. It's an English word.
But what does it mean? I've never heard that.
No, I mean, for us, the name doesn't mean anything for us, like as a band. It's just, for us, it's just a name that we chose to have. But the word demersal means like a layer in the ocean. So the second lowest layer in the ocean is demersal. Yeah.
So it's one of those pelagials. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
It's also important that we get the name right, because it's also basically the name of the new record that you will be releasing on May 10th. So guys, when you see this, we will be releasing it on May 3rd. So you still have one more week to get hyped for one of the blackened hardcore records of the year for me. And I think it deserves every spin that it can get.
Thank you.
So how happy are you as a band, or also maybe you as a member of a band? How happy are you with the record? Are you like really proud of it, or do you say like, this little bit here, that little bit there could be a little better?
No, I'm really proud of it. I mean, you can always say there's also small things you want to change, but I think that comes to every project you make, and I don't want to dwell too much into that. I just I love the album. I'm really proud of it. I think it's definitely the most diverse album we made so far, and yeah, I think it's really good. I'm really proud of the songs we created.
So you are releasing your self-titled record, Demersal.
Yeah.
Usually bands do that at a later stage
Hmm.
or as the first record, like the
Yeah.
introduction.
Yeah.
How does it come that you do this now for your second record?
Well, um, I think for different reasons actually. I think um when we first talked about doing a self-titled album, it was because I was originally I was I thought it should be called Mørkt Vand, which means dark water, because I use dark water as a symbol during a lot of the lyrics for a lot of things like depression, and like diving into dark water is kind of diving into the unknown and stuff like that. And it's like a symbol that um, keeps repeating itself on the record. And then I think Sebastian from the band thought that it would be cool to do a self-titled album, because Demersal, which essentially means uh, second lowest layer of the ocean. I mean, the water is pretty dark at that point, so it was kind of a synonym of dark water in a way. So we thought it was funny to do it as a self-titled album. Yeah.
So would you also say that, how should I put it? Is this the record where you say like, okay, we are finally at a point where, the music that we make is as close as to our mental image of it as it can get?
Mm, uh, yes and no, I would say,
Mhm.
because for this time, I think yeah, we pretty much did what we wanted to do. But don't think we want to do that the next time we're doing a record. I mean, I
Mhm.
want to uh, we want to keep evolving and do different stuff all the time. I don't like to dwell too much into like the same kind of style all the time. So for now, for this record, we did what we thought was right for the band. But
Mhm.
yeah, we will keep evolving, I think.
Keep evolving and also in a way, how should I say, um, spreading out into different, I don't want to say waters, but like different sides of your music, because I still remember Deaf Routines and I just looked it up because I didn't remember it 100%. So the last EP that we reviewed here on the Veil of Sound was 691 seconds, 11 minutes and 31 seconds.
Mm,
Um, and that was the whole EP. Now the
mm.
new record is also on average a little longer. So is that something that is important for you, like not doing the same thing over and over again, not repeating yourself?
Yes, that's very important for me. I think also as a listener, I don't like when bands do the same things over and over again. I really want everyone to kind of try out new things. And also for me as a musician, I think that's the exciting part of creating, is to keep trying to find new territory in your art, I
Mhm.
guess. Yeah.
Is it then also um, is there a limit? Let's put it like that. Is there a limit to where you say like, okay, we can evolve very, very far and very, very wide, but those are the limits of Demersal, We
Mm,
don't go into, let's say, pure jazz. We don't go
mm.
into real hip hop. Are there like boundaries where it's like, okay, that would then not fit into our realm?
Yeah, I mean, if we if we went to that point where it was all jazz, all hip hop, or something completely else, I think it would be probably the best to make a new project and call it something else,
Mhm.
because of course there's kind of a frame that we work within. So yeah, there's limits to what we would call Demersal. There's no limits to what we as a band would like to create.
Mhm.
But for us to call it Demersal, I think it needs to have some kind of an emotional depth that we feel is kind of fitting for the band. And but yeah, we haven't. I mean, we haven't had the talk about how far we can go with the sound of Demersal.
Mhm.
But I think we can go pretty far, to be honest. And I feel like the more you kind of mix genres and styles together, the more exciting the music will be. I think I don't like to call things original because I think it's a terrible word. But if
Mhm.
you want to kind of make music that stand out in a way, or at least feels original in a
Mhm.
sense, I think that it's really nice to just mix a lot of different genres and a lot of different art together into something new. I think that's a beautiful thing to do, and at that I want to keep doing. Yeah.
And I guess it also always depends how much of a certain genre you put into a new record. You know, if you, for
Yeah.
example, use elements of a genre, like a jazz interlude or let's say a hip hop beat underneath something,
Mm,
and that is something totally different as if you were doing a complete hip hop or complete jazz record, right? So
yeah.
this openness can reach very far, right?
Yeah. I think we can, if we want, I think we can do jazzy things in Demersal and still be the same band, as long
Yeah,
as we don't do like jazz standards or something boring like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I also come to that point because, for example, you have some key elements on the record that one wouldn't at first associate with Demersal. For example, you have, correct me if I'm wrong, a trumpet on
Yeah.
one of the tracks.
Two of the
So
tracks
also
actually.
something that at first you wouldn't imagine. So there
Mm,
is already an openness in sound on the new record.
yeah. Yeah, and we also have a piece with cello and flute and piano uh, and stuff like that. And we have another track with also with acoustic guitars and more piano and synthesizers and a lot of other like kind of instrumentation that is not the most common, at least, instruments to find in kind of a screamo hardcore record, maybe. But
Very important, of course, for your kind of genre is the lyrics.
yeah,
Partially they are in Danish, partially in English. And I already had a similar conversation with Truls from Viktor's a few months ago.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Good.
Hmm.
Um, and he said that there are certain points that he can only address in his native tongue.
Yeah.
How did you choose? Okay, this song is more of a Danish one, and this one is more of an English one.
It for me it was because I I really like writing in Danish and I really don't like writing in English. I feel it's very difficult for me to write in English and like be completely satisfied with what I'm trying to convey.
Mhm.
Um, and it's much easier in Danish. And I do a lot of other music than not just Demersal and hardcore and stuff. I actually have a jazz band and I also have my own solo project, which is kind of like singer-songwriter indie kind of music, where I also write lyrics in Danish, and I've done that my entire life. So I just told the others really that I didn't want to write in English anymore because it felt like a hurdle, and I don't want music or lyrics to feel that way. But when I told them I already wrote lyrics for 2 of the songs, which is Something and Will Never Shows on the record in English. So, but yeah, so we just decided to do the rest in Danish, and yeah. And I mean, also because I like, I don't know really why, but I really like albums with more than just one language. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah.
So can we assume that these will be, at least for the time being, the last English lyrics on Demersal records?
I mean, I can't say for sure. Maybe I will regret.
Yeah.
Hopefully not, but no. I think we're going to write mostly in Danish, also in the future. But I mean, I can't say for sure.
Who
But
can?
I think we will.
So for all of the non-Danish native speakers out there, can you give us a little insight on the overarching topic of a record?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's about like it's about being in crisis in a lot of ways. Um, Mostly like facing some of these like global crises uh, that we are facing today, as societies, but also as like individuals. And there's also some songs about like more personal crisis, but mostly it's kind of bigger crisis. But I think more importantly, it's about how we face them. That I think sometimes it can feel like there's not a lot of hope left, or not a lot of um, reason. And this album is kind of about trying to find some hope and reason and love in a world that is slowly decaying in a way. So it can feel like, as an individual, sometimes that you really can't do a lot of things about, for example, climate changes or something like that. But what you can do is that you can be kind of daring to be like fragile in others' company, and also daring to be careful for each other and just general decent people, and trying to kind of yeah um kind of facing all these. So it's just kind of like about um facing all these kind of big crises in a community rather than dealing with it yourself, really. Yeah, I think that's the overall theme. And I think one is told a lot that in most societies that you should be like a strong individual and be able to like stand up for yourself and your own values and all that stuff. And I think that's pretty much bullshit. I think it's much more valuable what you can do for each other, and I think it's much stronger what you can do like as a community rather than as an individual person. So yeah.
Would you agree that your kind of hardcore, which is a very nice one, that your kind of hardcore is less flexing your muscles extrovertly or with a lot of machismo, but it's more
Mm.
a somewhat little bit introvert, um, despaired kind of hardcore?
Yeah, I think that's right. We are not we're not showing our muscles or anything, at least as other, I don't know, more like beat down hardcore bands probably are doing. Yeah, so maybe a bit introverted, like in a ways of like style or performance, but I think in the themes is not introverted in that sense. At least when now I just talked about, trying to um, finding love in communities. I mean, that's pretty extroverted in a sense. But but yeah, we kind of deal with like um, personal uh, ways of like you're trying to maybe portray what a person would feel towards like these, for example, bigger crisis, and not what everyone would feel. I don't know if that makes sense, but
It does.
yeah. I think you're right with that. Stylistically, we are a bit introverted in a sense.
Mhm. When we're already talking about stylistics, of course, the record is first and foremost a screamo or scrum's record, however you want to call that genre. But you also have a lot of semi-acoustic elements, short drones, and other elements on the record. Is this one of the most important development stages for Demersal, you know, the step from your last EPs to this one?
Sorry, if this is the most important development.
Not the most important, but do you think like this is when I compare this record with the older stuff, I feel it's like it's a really big jump. It's a leap. It's not just a small step, as Neil Armstrong would say, but it's a real leap. Were you aware of that? That, you know, okay, we are doing something that is really different to the other stuff.
Yeah, I think at some point we were. I mean, we just had a feeling of trying to, I mean, shake things up a bit, and also having everyone more involved in the project, like more as a collective than a band with a certain hierarchy that sometimes bands are like that. So I mean, on the new record also everyone is doing vocals as opposed to the previous ones, and and also yeah we talked a lot about like trying to mix more styles into it, and also because the band consists of 4 people that comes from very different musical backgrounds, and we all create music that is very different from hardcore as well. So we thought it was fun and also very beautiful to kind of more connect other kinds of music together with what we do in Demersal. So yeah, it was a conscious choice, but also we just did what we really felt like doing and wanted to do. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it's definitely the way that, you know, the diversity on the record really jumps at the listener. I mean, the intro itself already is really nice. It's a really beautiful intro.
Thank you.
And it leads people. I mean, it feels as if you're taking my hand and slowly leading me into what will follow. So that is a very, very good start. And I guess, and here it comes, you've already said like you are working more as a collective, people have different tastes. So then the question must be, what are the different musical influences on some of the members of Demersal? For example, what is one of the major influences on you yourself?
Yeah. Oh, I think that's a very difficult question to answer.
We
Also
like those.
because I don't think that you're always necessarily aware of what influence you when you create music. Yeah. I mean, I don't, and at the same time, I can't talk too much on behalf of the rest in case
Then let's focus on you.
yeah. I mean, I in when it comes to like hardcore and stuff for this record, I think that some of the more chaotic songs that I wrote, at least, was very much inspired by like bands like I really like a band called the Rodeo Edit Engine, and yeah, I was very much inspired by them when I think when I wrote some stuff, but also like bands like Infant Island and uh, Masanera and stuff like that. But also I listen to a lot of music that is more kind of DIY indie or kind of music. I'm very much inspired by an artist called Mount Erie or the Microphones, and especially on the lyrical side of the album, I I yeah, I draw a lot of inspiration for the way he writes lyrics and some of the themes he's conveying. So I think Mount Erie, for me at least, had a major impact on some of the thematic stuff and lyrical stuff. And I think, yeah, maybe I think um, I mean I wrote some of the songs, and then Sebastian from the band wrote some of the songs, and then Jonas from the band wrote some of the songs. And I think maybe Sebastian is more into older kind of screamo artists, and also a lot of other different kinds of shit.
Mhm.
And I think when it comes to like screamo-ish music, I think Jonas really likes Envy a lot. And but
Who doesn't?
he also likes music um uh like totally different, what's it called, sorry, I'm really terrible with names. You know, stuff like My Chemical Romance and stuff like that. I mean, he really likes that stuff as well. So
So the
um
anthemic side of pop punk.
yeah, so
Yeah.
and yeah, Emil and Jonas also create a lot of electronic music. So
Mhm.
we also had like techno at the end of the last song because we thought that was nice. Um, yeah,
Um, you
it
as a
ranges a
band
lot.
are now in your seventh year, if I remember correctly. So if I got it right in my head, you started in 2017, right? Like early.
Yeah, you can say that. I mean, we
Yeah.
all most of us are like childhood friends, so it's but yeah, let's just say it's 2017. It sounds okay.
So now it's more or less already the middle of 2024. My goodness. Where do you see yourself in another 7 years?
Oh, you are you're you're hitting
Would
me
you
with
like to keep the band on
all the
this level, or
difficult
do you say like,
questions.
let's
Um,
grow?
yeah, I want to grow if at least in like artistically, I want
Mhm.
to develop. But also in 7 years, I mean, I hope we are still creating a lot of music and doing a
Mhm.
lot of shows. I hope we can keep doing that. Um, and I really want to also tour outside of Europe. I would really like to do that someday. I would really like to go to Japan and different places in Asia, and also Canada and US and stuff like that. So I really want to like, I don't know, play outside of Europe and just meet new people, find new places to perform. That would be,
So
yeah, I
for
think
all
that
the
would be my
bookers out
ambition
there,
at
you've
least.
heard him, right? So they
Yeah,
want to play. Book them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, for us right now, it's a more like a financial situation that is really expensive to travel that far and kind of not need to
Yeah, and
pay
sometimes also
out.
very strange when you hear about the situation of European bands if they want to play the UK. Ah, goodness, there are so many negative examples that I've heard over the last 1.5 years or so. It's like really, really strange.
Mm,
Let's say, okay, soon you will have your 10-year anniversary in a few years, and
yeah.
you are allowed to curate a 1 day 6 bands best festival, and Demersal is playing one of those 6 slots. First question, which slot do you want to play? Second question, who else is gonna play when?
Oh, I mean, we want to play in the middle
And
of
and
the
let's say
night.
money is not the issue. The Danish
Okay,
state loves you so much that they say
okay,
you can book whoever you wanna.
okay. We'll book Metallica and Iron Maiden, and then we no,
You wanna do that, then you can do that. I
no,
wouldn't, but if you
no,
wanna
no,
do that,
no, no. I don't want to.
I think then you're too close to Roskilde.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. It was just for fun. Um, we will definitely, I think, like to play like in the mid of it.
Mhm.
I Because if there's 6 bands, then playing last is very late, so we don't want to do that. So I think play as the third band maybe
Mhm.
is the ideal situation. Maybe.
Okay.
Um, when it comes to bands, I don't know. Um, um, oh, it could be any band or artist.
Still alive, not
Still
Nirvana.
alive. Okay, okay. Um,
And
I mean,
also, even if still alive, possible to play. So no the Smiths, right?
no,
So
no, but I don't want to book the Smithy at all. Um, um, ah, I think we like to. I mean, we're actually curating right now a release party with
see,
with 5 different acts, so it's almost. And we like to in that evening we are like having a lot of different kind of music. So we have like a hip hop artist, and we have also a techno artist, but we also have punk and hardcore bands. So I think we would probably do the same,
Mhm.
like with I just mentioned Mount Erie. Let's just
Mhm.
say we let's just I would love to have him.
Good choice.
Yeah. Um and I don't know, Infant Island maybe. I really like Infant Island a lot lately, at least. Um uh I don't know. It's only 2 bands, right?
It's only 2 out of
Uh,
5 more, yes.
yes. No, we are also a band, so it's only need 3
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Yeah,
You need minimum 2 more to say like, okay, that's a good festival.
yeah. Um, uh, then we will book. Uh, ah, it's not limited enough for me. It's so broad who you can book.
It's
It's
not
so
limited. Okay, so which two
I want.
hardcore bands would you pick?
Yeah, okay. I would. Yeah, Infant Island is one, and then Masanera, I think.
Mhm.
Um, and maybe Ostraka also,
Mhm.
and
Now you need one more. So
yeah.
let's say 5 bands.
I mean, unfortunately, the Rodeo Engine doesn't play anymore, but I would force them to do a reunion and play them.
Okay. So that is a show that I would be attending, definitely.
Cool. You're very welcome.
Then, first of all, thanks for all the insight into the new record and also into the festival that we'll be having in 3 years. But of course, nobody leaves our interview without going through the infamous quickfire round.
Yeah.
So you know how it works. You get 2 alternatives and have to choose one.
Yes.
Um,
I hope I
you
know. No, no, just hit me. Yeah.
you have been talking about, like diving into certain waters, like with your band. That Demersal is one of these levels of the sea, and of course, the first thing that came into my mind is The Ocean,
Yeah.
the German post-metal band, who had a similar concept on one of their records called Pelagial, which is also,
Mm.
of course, the reason or the root for their Pelagic Records name.
And they also have a song named Demersal.
Oh yeah, right, they have. And that is on that
On
record,
that
right?
record.
So,
Yeah.
but I will not give you that record. I'll give you Precambrian versus, and now we take something very different, um, heliocentric.
I need to. So just a second. I need to see the pictures of them because I'm really bad at names.
That's okay.
You said heliocentric.
Precambrian and heliocentric.
Yes. Oh, they have so many.
Yeah, they have a lot.
Just a moment.
Precambrian is the one that looks like that looks like lava erupting from a
No, yeah, I know.
And then the other one
Yeah,
is heliocentric.
yeah, I have them here. Oh, that's actually a really tough one because these 2 albums I like a lot. Um, I think I will go with Precambrian actually.
Yeah, would also be my choice. Yeah. Then you've spoken about diving, and I'm not sure if you do that, but if you were to decide you have to do a diving trip, would you do one only with a snorkel so that you are still like very close to the top or to the waterline? Or would you go straight into diving with an oxygen bottle on your back?
I would just like snorkeling, I think,
Mhm.
because I have a problem with my left ear. So um, when I dive too far in the water, it hurts a lot in my ear, too
Oh,
much,
too
so I
much
can't.
pressure.
Yeah, I can't dive that deep really, and yeah, so I would definitely prefer to just snorkel on the surface.
Let's go to the hardcore side of Demersal. So I'll have a few hardcore combinations for you. And let's go to Sweden. Abhinanda versus Refused.
Refused.
Any particular record or song that you like? And now please don't say New Noise, because that's the answer that everybody gives.
Now I need to, sorry, again,
No
look at the
problem.
records. Um, I think I will go with I think I would say The Shape of Punk to Come, actually.
Yeah, one of those records that changed the game, right?
Yeah.
Some even older stuff. Minor Threat versus Fugazi.
Actually, I haven't listened to both bands that much, but I would say Fugazi because I listen to them the most.
And two very modern hardcore bands. Touché Amore versus La Dispute.
Oh, I think to share more. Yeah.
We have established that you also listen to a lot of other stuff. So let's go to Sweden again, and Cult of Luna versus PG Lost.
I don't know the second band you mentioned, actually.
So
but I
like, must be Cult of Luna.
Yeah, but I really like Cult of Luna. Yeah, especially some of the older stuff. I actually don't know what they do at the moment, but hope they are doing good stuff.
They're still like that psychedelic post-metal stuff. It's
okay, yeah, sure.
And I think like watching them live is always one of the best experiences you can have. I still remember doing that.
I think
last year.
I think I watched them play at some point in at Roskilde Festival, actually, which was really nice.
And the last one, as you've mentioned, that you also have a singer-songwriter thing going. Two important singer-songwriters, for me at least, and people that I deeply admire, and I regret that they're gone. Songs Ohia versus Elliott Smith.
Elliott Smith for sure. I'm the biggest
So
I'm the biggest Elliott Smith fan you can imagine. Yeah, I've been listening to his music a lot, especially in the high school. So his music means a lot to me. Big influence, I would say.
Big influence for you, not for the whole band, but for you, right?
For you, for me, yeah, for me.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like, even though I was not in high school anymore when I listened to Elliott Smith, but I can see the influence he had on people.
Yeah.
Not only the voice, but also the songwriting, the fragility of stuff, right?
Yeah. I really admire his songwriting, his way of playing chords. I don't know. It's just it's amazing.
Yeah, there is something very brittle about it, right? You know, you always whenever I listen to Elliott Smith, I feel like I feel like I have a need to hug the guy, because
I don't know. I actually feel like a lot of his songs is very bright and hopeful as well.
Yeah.
Like the Figure 8 album, I think that's really bright and loving and stuff like that.
Yeah, but always seen in a certain context, right?
But
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but I don't feel so sad necessarily when I listen to his music. I mean, some songs is very much very sad, but I think it depends a lot.
It also depends, I think, a lot on the mood that one himself, like you or me or the person who's listening, the mood you're in yourself. I think that's a lot of importance for listening to Elliott.
For sure. Yeah.
So Viktor, thanks for all the insights. Thanks for all the nice details. For everybody, this is released May 3rd, Friday. In 1 week, you can listen to Demersal's new record. And today, and we will also put a link here into our YouTube channel and also on our website. Today, you can also listen to is this the second or is it the third single of a new record?
It's the third single.
So
yeah,
you can listen to 3 songs already. There are, if I remember correctly, 8 or 9 more. So all of them are really good. So get those 3 songs, listen to them, get hyped. And next Free Friday, go and listen to the whole damn thing.
Yes.
Viktor, your chance for final last words.
I don't know. Thank you for having me. And
it's our pleasure. So
it's an honor to be here and talking to you about all this good stuff.
I always feel flabbergasted when people say it's an honor to chat with me. I think like, no.
Yeah, but yeah, and
thanks for
go
doing
check
this.
out our new record. I don't know.
Yeah, go check out the self-titled Demersal album. It's really important. Viktor, enjoy the rest of your evening, my friend.
Thank you. You as well.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.